Alright, going to do some tedding this evening on the hay that I mowed yesterday with the TN95 and the chrome tedder. Right now I got a Generac generator, 40 kW generator hooked to the TN95. The power hadn't been out, but I had a switch box put in at my house, and I wired it up a few days ago and was doing some testing. It's an automatic switch box, but you got to plug it into this generator, run the tractor, and then the box will automatically switch over. If the power's out, it'll automatically switch over. Which, if the power's not out, if you want to test it, you can just cut the main breakers off that go into the house on the automatic switch box, so it thinks the power's out and it'll automatically switch over. Anyway, that's why the generator's hooked up, but I got to get it unhooked, get the tedder hooked up. So the generator goes back in here behind this forklift, so I got to move this forklift out of the way. First yesterday, which is about a 2 acre field on the side of the hill here above my dad's house. It's looking pretty good. The top cured pretty good today, but of course when I start tedding it, a lot of green showing up in it, which is the reason I'm tedding it. It'll have tomorrow and most of the next day to dry. Hopefully that'll be enough. Put it in a bale. I really want to square bale this field if I can get it dry enough for horse hay, and I think I can. I think I can get it dry enough. If not, I'll round bale it for cow hay. But when I get over there in that other field I mowed last night, I got a funny story I'll tell you about it. Alright, so I'm getting over here to the other field that I mowed last night, and you know, I was talking about this field here to my left last night. This field is a field at the dairy around here. There's a dairy over the hill here that does 600 head of cattle, and they do this field, and they were going to chop today, and I mowed this field last night. The line is right here. Well, they sent somebody over here to rake this field, and I guess they didn't know this was my field, and they raked it today. So I get a phone call. I'm at work. I get a phone call from the guy that owns the dairy, and he says, I just want to let you know we're not trying to steal your hay. And I said, okay. And he said, well, I sent a guy over there to rake that field next to your field, and he got over there on your side. And I said, okay. So he raked a little bit of it. And he said, well, he raked the whole thing. And I said, oh, okay. He said, but don't worry, we're going to send a tedder over there in a little while to ted it back out. And I said, well, okay, that's no big deal. That kind of stuff happens, I guess. So, and he did. He sent a tedder over here to ted it back out. But I'm going to go ahead and ted it again, try to get it spread out some more, because it was pretty heavy and it was pretty wet in this field. But I guess since they were rolling around for me today and raking it and tedding it, I guess it might help to dry out a little quicker. Anyway, I guess that's just one of those things that happen. Ain't no big deal. At least they didn't chop it before they figured it out. Because that's what they did to this field beside of me today. They chopped it. It's been raked and then spread back out. This is where I plugged the disc vine up last night, where it was so thick. Piles of hay in here. Still plenty wet down. A lot of water squishing around down here in this bottom land. I wish I could spread it out wider, but I can't. Get these windrows spread out any wider. I'll keep going over, maybe I can get it spread out a little wider. It'll be alright though, it ain't the end of the world. It's actually dried a whole lot today. I think another couple of days and it should be ready to go. Creek and rake too, looks like. Oh well. Too bad it wasn't ready to bale when they come raked it for me. Then I could have just come baled. This video, please. I'll let y'all go on. We'll see you in the next one. Y'all be safe. So I was telling you the story about them accidentally raking my hay today. Well, this is what they raked it with. And I don't know how wide this thing rakes, but those were some monster windrows over there. Even though they done tedded it one time, it definitely was still in a pretty good windrow, and I finally figured out that if you go round and around and around in circles, that you can finally get it spread back out over most of the area of the field. And I figured out the slip clutch on my tedder works pretty good, because you get in them big green clumps and it would slip the clutch on them, and I'd have to slow down real slow and let it eat into them and spread them out. But I finally got it. But anyway, this is the reason the windrows were so big, I'm sure. I don't know, like I said, this thing, I don't see a number on it nowhere. Well, maybe something 300. Anyway, it's a big Kloss rake. Big rake. This doesn't belong to the dairy, I don't believe. They had this custom harvested, and it belongs to the harvesting company. So this tractor, though, pretty sure this tractor belongs to the dairy. But I noticed the PTO shaft is missing off of this rake. Must have had trouble with it or something. They took it off to get it fixed. I don't know. The hay was so heavy it might have twisted it up into a knot if it don't have a good slip clutch on it. But anyway, believe I'm gonna go to the house and get something to eat. We'll talk to y'all later.